So well done. Are you making your way down through the modules? And I trust that you've downloaded my money management ebook, and you have flicked through the pages, and you're already acquainting yourself with some of the topics that we are going to be going through in much more detail around things like, cash flow management, the profit first system, managing your financial risks. Hopefully, maybe you in business already have a number of systems and tools that you already use to manage your money. But by flicking through the book, and even just looking on Google, on these places, you can get some of the tools, to manage your money. And obviously, early on, we have been talking about, having, the right, mindset, in business is so important. And today we're going to talk about something that's linked to your mindset, linked to positive thinking, and it's something that moves the needle for us depending on what we do. And that thing, right, is the reason why many people don't make the kind of success that they have to make. They don't really achieve their goals. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the power of choice, the power of making a decision to do or not to do something. The fact that you click the button and you're on this program, you made a choice to invest in your own knowledge, in your own understanding of money management, so effectively you can control your money better. Many people, they don't do that and their business end up failing. From a financial perspective, there's a number of decisions that we have to make. Because for example, in business, there are some core fundamental decisions, and I want to go through those with you that you have to make in business. Number one is financing. How are you going to finance your business? How are you going to finance your business expansion? Are you going to borrow money, which is called debt? Or are you going to invite shareholders to invest in your money, which is called equity? Or are you going to make a lot of profits and then reinvest back into the business, which is a reinvestment strategy? I want to break this down for you, because the way you finance your business has a number of consequences in terms of the cost and the risk that you take, right? So for example, debt carries with it a number of risk, because number one, there's an interest charge on the debt. And number two, sometimes, you have to put up things like assets to collateralize the debt. And then obviously having a high debt to equity ratio means you are highly geared as well, as which is not particularly really good. So debt in itself can be bad, but sometimes there's no other option. I think I said to you in all your videos that I actually took debt to actually come into the UK to study. As a matter of fact, in my property portfolio, I use debt as well. Some of the times, I actually took money on credit cards or even loans, But the ability to make decisions quickly will determine our ability to get things done quickly. The more we procrastinate, the longer you take to do things, it just means that you're putting something off, That's why it's very important to make a decision, even to manage your money better. It's important to make a decision to have the right systems in your business to manage money. It's important to you as a business owner to make a decision to learn how to manage the person who is managing your money. Even if you have an accountant, you want to have grown-up conversation with your accountant. You want to say, what is my profit margin? Okay, because you're in the business, you're selling stuff, you're passionate, you're an entrepreneur, you want to change the world. But importantly, you want to make sure the business is viable, the business is making sense. We all know the statistics. Most businesses fail. And the reason why they fail is for many different reasons. Maybe predominantly, they haven't set a vision. And if you don't set a vision and you don't communicate that vision to your employees, that is basically a leadership decision, a choice that you made. So decision making is very important to motivate employees, because depending on the choice that you make, whether it's to give an employee a bonus or not, based on the performance, that can significantly influence them. And I said earlier, depending on if you make a choice to have a vision, if you make a choice to have regular meetings, regular catch up, and share with them where the business is going, all these things could potentially impact, the employees. So you want to make sure that in your business that you are making decisions, to move the needle in the right place. Again, from a budget and budgetary control, you have to make a decision to achieve an outcome within a particular budget, because you don't have a limitless amount of money in your business, right? So when you decide, say, whether it's an office move, whether it's the new equipment, whether it's hiring a staff, you make a decision how much you're going to allocate for that, right? How much you're going to budget for that. And that is something that you didn't have to, be disciplined about and track that and measure that. And again, these are choices that you make in business, So if you don't put systems in place, if you don't make the right decisions about your vision, and again, you will have gotten the clarity tool as well, which is coming up for you as a bonus later on. But if you don't set your vision, then you don't have to motivate or inspire people in your business, right? So to make money, you have to have that desire. You have to have that desire, that burning desire. And sometimes you have to decide. You have to decide, I want to make X amount of money in X amount of time, and I will put in X amount of work to get Y. That's basically what it's about. And once you run in the business and you start to make the money, you have to then decide, how am I going to use the money, right? Because many people in business, whether big or small businesses, they have board meetings, they have, committee meetings. They have to decide, are you going to invest in the latest technology? Are you going to keep doing things manual, And here's the deal. You got to spend money to make money, but you have to make a decision to do that, right? Because if you don't do that, then, sometimes, you can be stuck in the old-fashioned way, and then a company come and they outdo you. That's why, for example, one of the tools that you'll go through next as well is also called a SWOT. Strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You want to understand your strengths in the marketplace and use that to your advantage. You also want to understand, your threats in the marketplace, or your weaknesses in the marketplace. And where you're not so weak, you want to take advantage, to kind of to beef up yourself, to become stronger. Because ultimately, by doing that, you'll be able to withstand, the competition. You know what I mean? So strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, these are all things that lead to making decisions. And then there's the whole decision tree, right? The yes, no, okay, if I do this, what might be the outcome? And fundamentally in business, you want to make decisions based on information. But sometimes you have to make decisions based on gut feel, I remember going to one of these big seminars and I was like, one of the top managers working for insurance company. And went to this seminar, and the guy said, you basically have three brains, you have your head, your heart, and your gut. If you can't see my gut, but you know what I mean? You have your head, you have your heart, and your gut, obviously lower down, right? So basically, you have to make decisions from your gut feel, or you make decisions, my heart tell me this, so you make decisions that your head tell you this. But I hope that in business, you will make some decisions that are fundamentally based on information, that are based on analysis, and that are based on you understanding the potential impact on your business for making these decisions. Because look, a decision can just tweak everything for us. Whereas a decision about our health, what we eat, a decision about a relationship, who we choose to be with, but in business, a decision about investing or reinvesting the money, a decision about hiring resources or just doing things ourselves. All these are fundamental things that's going to move the needle for you. You know what I mean? Because as you start to make money, you have to realize actually that you have to spend money to make money. Let's say marketing. You have to decide how much am I going to spend on marketing. So you want to fully kind of understand, what is some potential return on your marketing spend. And once you get on a return on your marketing spend, you actually realize, hang on a minute, this is not actually an expense. This is an investment. I'm investing in my business growth. So all these things are quite fundamental to understand until you make the right decision. Because if you think marketing is an expense, you may not put an amount of money into marketing. But if you understand that marketing is actually an amount of money that you can put in and get the money back out in terms of new sales, new revenues, you can just keep pumping the money back in, get more money back out, So you put in £100, you get £300 out. Or whether you're in dollars, you're obviously in America, you put in the dollars, you know what I mean? Whichever country, it doesn't really matter. It's just, you put in 3 to get back 10. So I do the same thing, So in my business, I obviously market quite a bit. So if I spend $3,000 on marketing a month, I expect to get back 10 grand in revenue, right? That's like 7 grand, you know what I mean? So again, These are all decisions that you have to make. You have to make a choice of where do you advertise your business. Are you going to use Google, or are you going to use Facebook? Where do you advertise your business? And you have to understand, okay, as I talked to you about the profit first system earlier, you have to really make a decision exactly how much do you want to pay yourself. I might recommend a percentage, but how much are you going to pay yourself? And look, it's important to pay yourself first in business. Again, that's another choice that you have to make. So ultimately, the decisions that you make really impacts your business, impacts your team, impacts your resources. It actually impacts the outcomes. The whole model of, okay, this is what you think, this is what you believe, so therefore you make a decision based on your thoughts, Based on your decision, you take action, Based on your action, you get the results. If the result is not what you want, what you have to do is to change your thought, change your thinking, change your belief system, make a different decision, If you don't like the outcome, make a different decision, If you don't like, where you are in business right now, you're working all ungodly hours, to make money, then make a decision, to hire staff, make a decision to streamline the business. Like, you made a decision to invest in this program, and by doing that, you're going to significantly move the needle in your bank balance as well. Because I'm going to show you, as we get into the marketing section, how to make more money in your business. Look, I can go on this, for days, but decision making is what really got me to where I am. For example, I remember I was actually working in business as an employee, and I made a decision that, okay, wow, I actually evaluated that. Look, because of my skill set, because of my mindset, I could go over there and contract or become a consultant. Okay, it's not exactly the same as working in a business with all the benefits. I remember I was getting like 50% bonus, and one year I had a good big five-figure sum bonus. I mean, I had big bonuses throughout my career, but this year, well, actually I had a significant bonus. And the following year I left. I resigned, and actually I set up a business with someone. And we actually planned the business for 2 years. And eventually, when we came to go full time, I had made a decision a long time that I'm going to go full time in the business, but he decided that he's not going to go full time. We actually had an office. I did not think that we needed an office, but my partner at the time thought so. And we ended up wasting thousands of pounds because no one actually used the office, And eventually the business collapsed because, look, we couldn't see long ahead. We didn't have the same vision. But I decided to set up my own company. And here I am 10 years after, almost 10 years after. I'm still going, and I'm still pushing ahead. And he's still as an employee. And that's the power of decision making. Your decisions that you make will really determine your destiny, And as I said, if you don't like the outcome, you make a different decisions, if you can't make the right decision, you change your thinking, you change your mindset, you change your belief system, and you might make a different decision, and just that one decision that you have to make, you have to go with it, right? So learn to make decisions quickly, but then learn to change them slowly. Because what happened, live with the decision. Don't make a decision, change your mind, make a decision, change your mind. It leads to poor results. I mean, even in trading, I'm going to show you trading and stock selection, right? When you're selecting stocks, you analyze the markets, you look at the technical analysis, exactly what the shape of the curve and all that kind of stuff, and you make a decision, I'm going for these 3 or 4 stocks. And if the market starts going down, you can't change your mind because you've done your analysis already. But if you change your mind, what might happen is that you might close out the investment only to realize actually there are some big gains here. So what you have to do is let it run. So look, one of the modules I'll be covering is around financial risk management, and fundamentally in business and investing, sometimes you make decisions that you can stand to lose money, but you have to know that actually, right, I'm making decision on the basis that I can actually have big income as well. I can have big outcomes, but I'm still going to make the decision knowing potentially, what the gains are, potential gains are, what the potential losses are. But obviously, you've done some analysis, and you go with the decision. You have to have courage. You have to have faith to make decisions. Effectively, business, right, is kind of investing. You're putting your money in, or you'll be borrowing money to run the business, and you have to manage that risk. You have to manage the financial risk of the business to maximize the returns. But the way I like to look at it is the way, Warren Buffett talks about it, right? When you buy an investment, you buy an investment on the basis that if the stock market closed down for 10 years, you're actually happy to hold that stock. I think the same in business. You want to have a sustainable business. So when you make decisions in business, you want to stand by them on the basis that those decisions in the long term will benefit your business, and that's why you need to make sure you make decisions based on information. Even if you have to make quick decisions, you have to have the right tools, the right management information systems in your business, so you can do these decision making quickly, but on a very much informative basis. I mean, I worked for big banks like HSBC banks, and they have tons of MI system and MI teams that create all these MI packs, management information packs, and then send it up to senior management. The management pores over it, and they make a decision there and then in the committee meeting based on the facts that's been presented to them. And you in your business, you've got to be doing the same thing. You got to get daily reports, monthly reports, quarterly reports that you make decisions on, and that you kind of influence the performance of your business. Because the last thing you want to be doing is to making decisions based on retrospective information, i.e. just making decisions based on financial information that is long gone. You want to be forecasting stuff. You want to be predicting stuff. And as we go into something like the ROI, which is the return on investments, you actually realize that you can actually predict your return on investments, by knowing exactly what the expected returns and what is exactly the cost of this investment, and then hopefully do a predicted expected return. And then you can actually do the actual returns, and where it's different, you can say, well, why was it different? And then you tweak your decisions, and then ultimately you can influence your results in the future. And then by doing that, you're developing what we call an AI, artificial intelligence for decision making, you know what I mean? Because we have that capability. Obviously, we know that computers are coming out now, they have AI, they have constant learning. But as managers, as business owners, by making decisions and checking the outcome, you can obviously constantly say, okay, next time I will make this decision is likely to lead that particular outcome. So that's why I'm saying to you, you have to constantly make decisions based on information, of course, as I said earlier, based on your head, based on your heart, based on your gut, but fundamentally, you have to be able to stand by the decisions, you know what I mean? So a few of you have signed to work with me one-on-one, and I'll be showing you there more insights into how I actually built my property portfolio. I'll also be working with you on your own financial strategy, your own business strategies to grow your money. I'll be helping you to create your massive action plan as well, and I'll be holding you accountable. But look, for those of you who haven't signed up for my coaching program, one-to-one coaching, you can go ahead now and progress into the modules. I'll be sharing with you obviously a lot of content again around in decision making coming up, but most of the future videos will be over screen, me talking to content over screen. My voice is going to be in the background, but you'll be getting much more visuals, much more content, much more engaging stuff, and a lot of technical stuff actually coming up as well. And I hope that as you go into do that now, you're going to take massive action, do all the assignments, and progress through this program through the next 21 days, and that you're going to start to see some massive success within your business. All right, so take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon.